So I'm going to review these two DOCREATE handheld spot welders. These have been sent to me at no cost by Banggood for the purpose of review. Now these are relatively low cost items, which is why I've got two of them, two different versions. Got some rather nice packaging actually, they're quite Apple-ish, as it were. This box got a bit squashed in the post, but it's pretty robust. So what we've got in here. Little manual. I may look at that later on once I'm trying to figure out how to use it. What's in here? Spare tips, by the looks of it, and some nickel strip. Are there tips installed? Yes, there are. So, yep, that is indeed spare tips and nickel strips to actually use to weld. And this one is just a USB-C, a USB-A cable, standard charging cable. A button on the end, you've got a button here, I guess that's a weld button. Information on the back. 800 amps max apparently. 4.2 volts, obviously lithium cell in the side there. Power shown up here. I might have to read the manual. No obvious settings yet. Let's just leave that plugged in for a while, maybe it needs to charge. Let's look at the other one whilst we're waiting. But if it still doesn't go, then I'll have to read the manual. This one's a 757 version. Chinese that side. English this side. Okay, bit more adjustability by the looks of it. Again, I have to read that. USB charging cable. And tips and nickel strip again, same as the other one. Tips are in place. A little screen peel. Hold on, we need to do. We've got to do this properly. Okay, screen peeled. Let me read the manual and I'll come back. In fact, we'll look at it together, shall we? Let's do that. Small text, isn't it? Press the power key for more than 2 seconds. Well, I think I was doing that. Yep, it's got a 300,000 milliamp hour, so a 3 amp hour internal battery. So yes, it probably just needs charging up. 5 volt 1 amp, that's what it says. Okay, so not power delivery. Basic settings and some troubleshooting stuff. Yes, they both need to charge up, so what I'll do, I think, is I shall do that, is I shall charge them. Some sandpaper, interesting. A couple of things I have noticed, just my eye for detail I suppose. The logos both are slightly different. One goes lowercase, one's is all uppercase. That's the minor thing. The products both have uppercase on. The manuals have got a typo in them. Well, I've only noticed the one so far, but there are probably more. Type C here. Both manuals say Type C is spelt wrong. So they're being TYPE. There could be other ones, but you know. Yeah. So I've been charging this one up. I've still got it on charge now. This one here powers on fine. Push this button on the side. Boots up. There we go. So that's all fine. So let's actually try welding something and see how it actually works. So also you've got to take the cover off first. Now get some of these little nickel strips. I think it said there's 2 meters of this stuff. I don't know what size it was, I don't remember. Hold on. What thickness is this nickel strip? 0.1 mil, so it's quite thin. The thinner it is, the easier it is to weld. Normally you wouldn't use it on this kind of battery, use it on like an 18650 to build a battery pack up or something like that, those kinds of things. So I'm just going to weld this strip on the end of this battery just to see how it goes. So we've got gears here, and you've got the button on the end that changes how that goes. So it's up to 11, so it kind of wraps around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back to 1 again. Right, it's an auto mode, manual mode. Auto means basically when it detects it, you've got a contact made, it will weld. I think manual mode you have to push the button on the side. Maybe we'll try that if I figure out how to get into manual mode. I'm sure it's in the manual. No pun intended. So let's just stick the strip on there like that and just try and weld it. If I can hold everything at once. Hold on, just get a better position. Safety squints. Should really wear safety glasses when you're doing this kind of thing. So it did go off, that's on 1. Took a bit to get both contacts right. But it did actually go, just even on 1, that's actually done it. So I'm actually going to try going higher. Let's do 6. Now it's going to be easier because I don't have to try and hold the strip at the same time. Do this again, I'm going to do safety squints again. Let's have a closer look. So you can see the 1 and the 6, you can see the difference between those two welds. One's only barely done and the 6 is a much deeper weld. Let's try 11. Safety squints again. Try and do it somewhere else. And get it to actually sit. I did that one slightly to the side and didn't get good balance on those. Might do that one again. I felt better. Okay, so you got the two shallow ones there is 1. Those two there vertically are 6, and those two there and those two there are 11. So I was able to pull off, in this case I able to pull off the 1. The 6 did actually go. 1 was barely anything at all, 6 did go, and the 11 has gone a lot better. I mean, usually you put a couple of welds on at least to get something tagged down nicely. Let's do another one. Try and do a camera shot. So that's on 11 still. That won't pull off. Yeah, I'm tearing the strip. Here we go. So, yeah, that one did quite well. Actually tore the strip to get it off. So that's good. So that's that one. I mean, that's working fine. It's a little bit fiddly trying to get both contacts on at the same time, because you've got to kind of rock it to get it, make sure it's, you know, if you've got, you know, you get 2 contacts like that, you're just kind of lifting up one side or the other, depending on angle. So trying to get them both down at the same time is the tricky bit there. So we're kind of rocking it, trying to get it there. Let's try this one again. It's been on charge now for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And this one won't power on. So I think this one might actually have an issue. So it's not great to actually get a review item and not be able to turn it on. Trying different things. Different button combinations in case somehow it's half crashed or something. It does have a microcontroller in there after all. So it looks like this one's actually faulty. So I'd say if you're going to get one of these, probably pay to get this one. It's a simpler design. Let's pull this one apart and see if we can figure out what's going on with it. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, that goes in. Now, can I get that in enough to get the other one in there? Shouldn't have to pull it apart to actually use the thing. It's a bit of a fail. Okay, this is a bit fiddly. getting serious now. There we go. Ah, there we go. Yep. Unclipping. Hey, right. And the buttons and stuff falling out, that's fine. Put them back in again after. So what we got in here? Little pad there. Could have made that battery thicker, couldn't they? Look at that, that battery could have been thicker. Give you more capacity, though. Probably don't really need it, to be honest. So this one's got a 2200 milliamp hour in it. Is that what the instructions said? So the battery is a 2200 milliamp hour. Has capacity for a bigger one. The manual says it's got a 3000 milliamp hour battery in it. So what the manual says and what's actually in it don't match. See, my guess there is that this extra height in here, which is, you know, taken up by that piece of foam, that probably used to be a larger battery pack when I designed it, and then they downscaled it because they realised they didn't really need that much capacity. I mean, it's just a welder. I mean, you don't need that much, and you can charge it up. I think you can also have it on charge while using it as well. Our problem is that we need to get this one to actually work, because it won't power up at all. Now, don't forget, this does have a live battery on it, so we've still got to be careful. We don't want to accidentally short the battery out, because don't forget, although it won't power on, it doesn't mean there's no energy here. Don't forget, it's an 800 amp spot welder. Well, is it? It's rated 800 amps. Is it really 800 amps? I don't know. That's what they say. I might even have the gear to test that, but I'm not going to go there. Okay, that's lifting out now. So here's the other side. Let's get the metal things out of the way. So there's the entire board, as you can see. Let's get closer. So those are the MOSFETs it's using. NCE30H29D, or 30H29D I should say. Looks like they're in parallel. Extra current handling capacity. And those look fine. There's a buzzer. Just trying to see if there's like any missing components or things which haven't quite soldered properly or something. And there's the microcontroller or a display driver or something. 7333, I'm guessing that's a voltage regulator. What's that controller? You see it there? There you go. I get him closer. I can. So that's the controller, isn't it? Whatever that is, never heard of it. It's got a programming head next to it, so it must be a microcontroller. Here we've got a TP4056. Yeah. That I think is for charging. I think that's a MOSFET, built-in MOSFET charge controller thing. I think I've seen those before. The charge will be going through that. So there's nothing here which actually looks out of place. You've got the NTC there. I mean, maybe there's an issue with the NTC. Let's come up here onto the back of the battery, which is good. Maybe that's shorted out and it's causing it to not power up. It's possible. So they're actually trying to measure the temperature of the battery itself, which is good. And also you've got the display there, which is stuck down with some double-sided foam. If I can get it to focus on that right bit. So, I mean, it all looks alright. It all looks well constructed and stuff. Soldering here looks nice enough. Close look at the back of the board. There's another one of the same MOSFET. So it's actually got 3 of them. 2 on the back, 1 on the front. Or is this the back? I'm not quite sure. Also got a capacitor there. Yeah, it looks fine. I'm not going to bother lifting the battery up, there's no point. And you've got the USB port there, which also looks absolutely fine. So as to why it doesn't power up, I don't know. Let's look underneath this bit here, look at the switch. and see if there's an issue with the switch itself. I think I've got a plastic tweezer here somewhere. I do. The switch looks fine. Battery soldered on. There's a battery contacts all soldered down nicely, so I don't see an issue with that. Let's measure the voltage on that. Okay, battery connections. I don't know which way is positive. Doesn't matter. 3.7, so the battery is about 50% charged. Now let's plug the charger in and see if it comes up anymore. So that was it 3796, wasn't it? Yeah, 3796. Let's plug the charger in and see if that voltage increases. 3.8 it is. So it is actually putting power into the battery. So it's charging it. It just doesn't turn on. So something I should probably point out from this construction, you can see this big piece here, big block. Looks like zinc steel or something. It's like zinc. It could be copper, but I think it's zinc. It looks slightly wrong colour. They're using that as a bus bar. Now, I can feel heat on this board. Let me just get my thermal camera out. So, thermal camera is out. Looking at the board, and I can see heat there, 53 degrees. Just a little bit just over there too. It's a little hot spot. Just see how the crosshairs are. There. That chip there. It's also showing up. Little 6-leg chip. That big hot spot there, 57 degrees. That's at all IC, that 4056, which I think is a charge controller. So that being warmer isn't surprising because it's got current going through it to charge the battery up. So that all looks normal. Let's try powering it. Let's push the power button. Still dead. But is anything else lighting up? Don't seem to be. Let's unplug the charger. Get the hotspot out of it. And hold the power button down, see if anything lights up. It's all a bit awkward. No. Nothing. Nothing at all coming on. So there's no shorts, at least nothing obvious. I don't know why it doesn't work then. So it looks like, unfortunately I can't actually review this one because it is dead and I can't seem to see, at least in this time period, what's wrong with it. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that TP4056, that's just charge controller, really common. I've probably got some here. I could try swapping it out, but it does appear to be charging. So there's probably no point in doing that. So that voltage regulator right there, I measured that. That isn't doing 3.2 volts. So that is coming out, and that's there all the time. This microcontroller here, that microcontroller there, I can't find anything on that. CMS 8S899. I believe that other one's an 8, a 990. Can't find anything on that at all. So I can't even look up what a pinout is. So, don't know what that is. I've had a good look around the circuit board. I can't see anything. Maybe you can have a look and see if you can see anything. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't review this one because it doesn't work. So, when it comes to doing reviews, if I say don't buy this one, it's probably a good reason not to buy this one because it obviously isn't working right. I'm just looking over here. So it looks a bit funny just there. See that? Was that made from probing? Maybe it's when I was probing I've slipped. It's possible. I'm going to replace that chip. Because this is partially live because of the big battery on the back of it. Got to be careful about how I do this. So I'm taking the screen off because I don't want to damage that with hot air. We'll try replacing that and see what happens. So I was going to do that, and I thought I had these chips. I've looked around everywhere. I cannot find them. I thought I had some of these chips that I could put on here, even on like little modules and stuff. But no, I can't find the things. I'm sure I had some, but anyway. So that might have to be a later video of me coming back and repairing this thing, maybe. But yeah, so unfortunately I can't review that one. So as far as the review goes, this one here works fine. That seems perfectly good. This one here, not so much. Maybe don't buy that one. Maybe I got unlucky, but it just goes to show that as a reviewer, I'm not necessarily getting sent prime samples because this one was broken, dead on arrival. That sort of kind of disproves the whole, oh, we get the best samples sort of thing, because I don't think we do. Not always, anyway. I'm sure there's situations where maybe do. But. So I'm going to put this thing back together and chuck it to one side. I've actually ordered some of these chips, and when they arrive I'll do a repair video, potentially, if that chip is the problem. But the fact that it looks like someone's probed in between those two pins and shorted them out, which wasn't me, that kind of makes me think that that chip's probably dead. It could be something else, but I'll replace the chip. These chips are cheap, right? And I want to have some stock of them anyway, so I've ordered them. We'll give it a go later on, but yeah. Anyway, hope you found it interesting. Thanks a lot, Banggood, for sending these to me. At least send me one that works. That's a bit unfortunate, but sometimes that's the way it goes. It could have happened to anyone, and it happened to me this time. So, yeah. Extra complexity, well, not really worth it. Okay, catch you later.